All right, welcome everyone to the first private Q&A session of this week for September 27th. The month will flip during this week, so it's going to be very interesting. We are coming down to the wire into Q4 in order for Bitcoin to significantly rally. We got a bunch of questions. We're going to begin with a bunch of stock stuff. I'm going to go to screen share. These are all my videos. As you guys can see, we do publish these private Q&As over the weekend. Don't forget, we are all headed to Dubai. Not all, maybe about 25 people, but it's going to be a hell of a good time, October 14 to 15, 2021. And these are the videos from the last event. And join us in Dubai for the financial summit. All right. Advertising is over. Let's go to some stock charts, and we're going to look at Tesla first. Thank you, Mark, for the question. I have a triangle breakout target of $955 and maybe as high as $1130. Close the week bullish. All right, let's take a look at Tesla. That is a beautiful, beautiful breakout. I wish I was watching this on I wish I was looking at this on a live chart. You can see how the break of the breakout line sent us higher. We had support of the 20-period moving average once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and we are now breaking out yet again. I don't necessarily see a symmetric triangle here. I see more of just, consistent higher highs and higher lows. You can stick a channel in here. I don't really like wedges, but that is a beautiful channel. Or just in general, you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive higher lows. 1, 2, 3, and now 4 consecutive higher highs. And we have just broken out of this short-term daily consolidation. We are about to break out above this one. This one's going to be a little more challenging, but I certainly see Tesla going significantly higher. And yeah, it looks great. Looks great. MRI just gave you a green star candle. I know it has done it before, once, twice, and probably 3rd time's a charm. Prior 2 times certainly led to bullish trades.
Hey, Tone.
Yeah, what's up?
So the triangle I was looking at, it's a huge symmetrical triangle that actually could play out as an awkward looking bull pennant. I just sent it to you on Telegram. But the breakout of the triangle happened around July 27th, and it tested it, and now it's off. It's gone.
Okay, there it
Whoa.
is. That works. Okay. Yeah, so
I know it's awkward looking, but it's what I was watching.
It's a little awkward looking because I would have really wanted. I like seeing 3 touches.
Yeah,
you didn't get that 3rd touch on the bottom, so it's a little bit awkward looking. But the concept is the same. Your target is fine. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good on a 3-day. Okay, so we're done with Tesla. And all right, Patrick, let's look at your list of stocks. We begin with JP Morgan. Whoa, what a rally off a potential disaster, probably having to do with Evergrande. It looks great, but it's one of those too far, too soon. That's a huge move in a short amount of time. And I know the MRI is bullish, but you just bounced your head on the combination of prior swing high and MRI resistance. So I would wait for a pullback back to the moving averages I would not rush into this at the moment. Next, we have Citibank. Yeah, Citibank is also a big rebound. See, this is a little bit better. It is a lagger, but also, again, it went up a lot. But if this one bounces off of the moving averages, there could be serious potential. Bank of America. Bank of America is at a new all-time high. Again, these things have gone up too far too quick. I would wait for a pullback. I do not like to chase. I do not like to chase. TFC. They're all the same. They're all the same. Not much to comment on this one. PNC. Yep, this one was very bullish. Look, it's a bit of a leader. It's almost at a new all-time high. They all need a little bit of a pullback. I do not like to chase. COF. Capital One doesn't look as good. Most of them topped right on the MRI tops right there. Man, perfect timing. USB, US Bancorp, same thing. Huge run up. You know, like I said, I don't like to chase. IPOs, let's look at those. ICVX. All right, we have an IPO. This IPO, did it fall 50%? Well, it certainly didn't fall 50% off the IPO price. It only fell 12. But if you factor in the swing high on opening day, now it has fallen 50%. This is a little bit tricky. Not that much time has gone by. You finally have a short-term moving average. Oh, look at that. Beautiful MRI top, but nothing else. So, yeah, green star candle could potentially get me in. I'd look for a move. I'm going to put in a bullish trade here. A little bit late, you know, would have been nice to get in on Friday, but that's okay. Stop loss. I tighten it up quickly. And yeah, we can easily make it up to the moving average, possibly the prior swing low. Yeah, 34.77 seems reasonable, but I would tighten this up fairly quickly. A new swing high tomorrow tightens up that stop loss back close to break even. I like this one. I like this IPO. Okay, next we have IH. Oh boy, this has been a disaster. But again, is this a company that has product and, you know, something useful? Off the IPO, we have now fallen 65%, which means we have fallen about 95% off the initial swing high, 85, and we have fallen 90%, 86% only actually, off the all-time high. This may be ready for a real rebound if this is a company. We had the weekly MRI buy a few weeks ago. We are now on a daily MRI buy. There's only so much lower this thing can go. I love the doji candle. I know this is a disaster, but the risk reward on this is too great to potentially pass up. You have a down day today on Monday. You have a stop loss below the doji swing low. Now you could be really bullish on this and go all the way to the new all-time low as the stop loss. I am going to be more conservative. I would only use the doji swing low as my stop loss. And for a target, the initial target is, of course, the moving average, which is at approximately 575. But potentially, this thing can go and close this gap back in July. All the way, you have a couple of MRI resistance lines. Now, this thing has some serious potential if the fundamentals on the stock are something tangible. So you do want to check fundamentals here for sure. Beautiful. Yeah, remind me to look at this in a few weeks. Next, we have No, that was it. Yeah, MU. Beautiful breakout, just broke both moving averages off earnings, off dividends. I think it's their first dividend. Whatever this line is for, probably meant the break of that line makes me very bullish. This line could then be lowered to there, and it could now be lowered to here, and we are breaking this line. Probably earnings was literally just now, so I would wait a day, and then potentially this has some serious, if you can get this off of a little bit of a pullback as it comes back to the moving average later this week, you can set the stop loss below both moving averages, looking for a target at the 200 period moving average. This is kind of nice. I think I skipped something. I think I skipped AMAT. Hey, Patrick, I'm going to give you some speaking privileges. Let me know if you want to like say something, correct me, whatever.
Yeah, I'm just taking notes.
All right, cool. Where's my camera? Is my camera on?
So applied materials, this is just something I saw on Twitter. I don't know if it's good or not. It's not really a MRI event. It's more of just a ascending triangle.
Okay, yeah, no, this looks good. I love this consolidation. It's been consolidating since April.
Yeah, it goes back like 6 months, something like that.
Yeah, it's the when this happens, right? Here is the danger. Like when this top comes in on the MRI, you are ridiculously 76% above the 200-day moving average. Now, when the last MRI top came in, you are only 15%, let's say it's 17.5% above the long-term moving average. This is huge. This is what consolidations do. And this looks awesome. And yeah, this thing can break out and can, but at least, like, look at the last time it broke out back here, and it went fairly quickly at the breakout into the high 30% up. So I don't see why it can't repeat that. I mean, 30% is going to be tricky because the price is so much higher now, but 15%, that seems reasonable. So yeah, I absolutely see.
I'm very bullish on semiconductor because all these I don't they call them different words, but it's basically they're able to with all the COVID stuff, they're able to break the long-term contracts and just sell on the spot market, and therefore everyone's going to want to ramp up their fabs, and Applied Materials sells the equipment for manufacturing. So things are probably pretty good for semiconductor through this COVID stuff.
Yeah, and finally you have one more, ATVI. Oh, this does not look good. I mean, there better be something awesome in the MRI sphere. And there is and isn't. I mean, the weekly MRI was up here. You're now flirting with breaking the MRI support line. You did get a big wick. I don't like this one. This one seems a bit dangerous. You just broke to a new swing low. Whatever activation Blizzard has been doing in the gaming space while everyone is locked down, they screwed up. Right? Obviously, COVID hits. Everyone's playing video games. No one's going out. 2021 is kind of starting to be a disaster, worse than 2020 as far as freedoms are concerned. And Activation Blizzard had lots of speculation there, but they are now trading lower than they did at the end of 2020. with absolutely no hope for, freedom in sight. So whatever the hell they're doing, they're screwing up. So I would be careful with this one.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That is it for the stock questions. And we have, let me cut the camera feed. Yeah, okay, cool. So we got one last question, not trading related, has to do with ice ages. Man, this is a tough topic. I trust you on the ice age is coming. I mean, the ice age was supposed to be coming, but it's possible that all the CO2 that humans have added to the atmosphere, kind of raising the temperature up artificially a little bit, might have actually avoided an ice age, which would have been disastrous for the northern part of the world. I mean, it's hard to prove what would have happened, right? Very hard. It's hard to prove that we would have less deaths today if the world didn't shut down for COVID in 2020. These are very hard things to prove. But if you look at most of the scientific research in the early turn of the 20th century, it was all pointing towards an ice age. It wasn't pointing towards global warming, it was pointing towards an ice age. And then the narrative turned to global warming and then back to ice age and now back to global warming. And it's because humans don't have that much to do with overall major swings in global climate. Why are so many people so wrong and so badly promoting global warming? Well, that's because people just aren't able to comprehend the idea that the Earth's climate is more complex than humans can make it. Just like a virus spreading is more complex than humans would like to control it. So it's this dumb belief by many scientists that they have the power to control things that they have absolutely no control over. That it's all starts there. It's the this God complex. Please watch the documentary called The Cloud Mystery. It is about almost 20 years old now. It will explain a lot of the misunderstandings that humans have towards global warming. So definitely check out that particular documentary. Just Google on YouTube. It's still up because it's probably a little too old for them to consider propaganda, which in reality is pure science. So check out The Cloud Mystery. It'll explain a lot. I can still envision an ice age in the near future. The Earth itself at the moment is significantly, well, on average, the Earth is significantly warmer than it normally is. Normally, the planet is a lot colder, but there have been periods, a few million years ago, especially during the dinosaur days, where the planet was very warm. And this is why you can find, dinosaur fossils in like Alaska and stuff, like kind of dinosaurs that would be roaming around like luscious forests up in Alaska. So the planet has been virtually devoid of ice, and the planet has been mostly covered by ice. And on average, we are living in a warm-ish period, which allowed humans to spread across the world very easily before current technology. Hey, unmute. Do you want to talk Consensio for a minute?
We could take a quick look at it.
So my 3-day chart, which is now looking worse than 10 minutes ago. I mean, as long as we trade higher next candle, and there's only 8 hours to go in current candle, as long as we break last candle swing high, we avoid a huge disaster.
Yeah, you're on 3-day.
Yeah.
And you have 9. Yeah.
Right.
So the one thing that's concerning me is actually putting it on weekly, because that got a close below the long-term moving average, and now the short term has crossed below that. So if price isn't back above, really needs about 47,500. It's going to continue down, and I'm actually looking at like 38,000.
Yeah, look, we're about to go below 43,000. That is not good. I mean, we need to get above 45, like early this week. Like we can't, like, I guess if we're above 45 at the close, like we either need to, we need 45 at the close this week. And the sooner we get above it, you know, I kind of, hey, if we can swing up to 48 and then close about 45, I'll be happy. But like we almost, it was, this Sunday was almost a complete disaster from a TA perspective.
The weekly close was trying to get bullish, and then it got pushed down at the very end, and that it really changed a lot of things. So the 3-day is on a red 7, and that's a little concerning because it's not perfected. The low is on the 5 candle.
Right. Yeah, but I don't really care about the perfection part. Anyway, all right, we'll need to see next candle.
I totally agree, though.
The next Q&A we do will be very, very telling. All right, let me go. I got a bunch of stuff, and see you soon, man.